Oxnard, federal agents firing tear gas and clashing with a crowd of people who had gathered to protest yet another immigration raid.
Okay, so I don't even know where to begin with this story, but we will start with this. Recently, in Oxnard, California, federal agents were conducting a targeted operation to apprehend an individual. However, protesters all of a sudden showed up, surrounded federal agents, and started attacking them. However, this is the individual federal agents were trying to apprehend.
On July 10th, law enforcement officers were executing a court-ordered search warrant at locations in Ventura County.
I told you guys I didn't know where to start. The person who was throwing rocks at federal agents back in July, that's who federal agents were trying to apprehend, yet protesters decided to still show up and try to disrupt federal operations. So we have a lot to dig into. Now before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And I think people are going to want to see what's going on here because the Trump administration keeps picking up a pattern. Every time a federal operation occurs, there seems to be more and more watchdog groups or protesters just show up. So make sure to get the word out. I think people are going to want to see this video. Okay, so as you can see, it is loud, it is chaotic, a lot of federal vehicles showed up to include an armored federal vehicle, and again, this was a targeted operation to apprehend an individual who has already attacked federal agents back in July. So of course, federal agents are going to show up with a lot of manpower and a lot of equipment just in case they need to use it.
Good morning, this is happening out here. This is going to be on North A Street, right by the corner of Palm and the Deborah. You can see a number of agents out there. It seems to be an apartment complex. This is where the actual ICE raid is happening, but there's a lot of community out here as well, meaning the Oxnard community coming out here.
Okay, now hold on. How did the helicopter crew or news agency know this is an ICE operation or ICE raid? I am not claiming that the helicopter crew leaked anything, but even Homeland Security never said this was an ICE operation as it was happening.
This all started just before 6 a.m. on North A Street near Deodar Avenue. Community members tipped off immigration rights groups including VC Defensa and 805 UndocuFund.
They have been inside the house, they have broken windows, they've kicked down, every door has a hole in it. There was older folks in this house. There was young kids in this house.
Okay, hold on. There's a little bit of irony here because VC Defensa showed up to protest these federal agents, yet listen to this.
In one of the criminal complaints today, we are charging 2 members of VC Defensa for conspiring to impede and injure federal law enforcement officers. These 2 VC Defensa members went to the protests on July 10th in Ventura County and acted with others to assault enforcement vehicles and officers.
So here you have the DOJ talking about arresting members of VC Defensa, yet you have members of VC Defensa showing up to the operation to arrest members of VC Defensa. Okay, so this is a very big deal that VC Defensa is getting called out by the federal government and members of their organization are getting arrested or at the very least investigated. Now, I found this clip from VC Defensa. I think you'll find this rather interesting.
En este punto de la mañana la migra ya estaba encabronada porque no los dejamos hacer su trabajo y se salieron queriendo ponerse muy bravos. Dije, no, pues si quieren hacer algo, vámonos perros, ahorita los entretenemos. Nuestro trabajo es no dejarlos hacer el de ellos.
And they say right there, our job is to not let them do theirs. And again, VC Defensa doesn't hide the fact. You can go on their website. They do follow and observe ICE agents or federal operations within the realm of deportation operations.
Lo bueno aquí es que son bien pendejos para manejar. Bueno, son bien pendejos para varias cosas. Lo importante aquí es que, siendo ciudadano, si ellos me están siguiendo a mí, quiere decir que no están siguiendo a nadie más. Y si tienes ese privilegio, no te pueden arrestar y no te pueden hacer.
Okay, so this right here is where the Trump administration is starting to crack down on groups like VC Defensa. There is an exploitation you can kind of get away with by being an American citizen. It's already a very big pain in the butt for ICE agents to arrest you. Even though you are following them, even though you are tracking them, it's still a very big headache for ICE to fully prove that you're doing what you're doing. So I'm just trying to point out, you can even see in the wording, this person, I guess from VC Defensa, is exploiting that.
Mucho, pero te pueden intimidar. Aquí me tratan de encerrar otra vez, pero como dije, son bien pendejos. Y mira, me la pelan. Lo bueno de acordarse aquí también es que si usted piensa que lo están siguiendo, maneje por calles que normalmente no tienen mucho tráfico. Y cuando tenga la oportunidad de poner un carro entre ustedes dos, háganlo como lo hice aquí y...
Okay, so leave your comments down below how you feel about this video. And again, I'm not surprised the Trump administration is starting to call out VC Defensa by name. And if you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you up to date with stories just like this.
T-SPLY Carrillo was arrested Wednesday morning. The Justice Department says Virginia Reyes is a fugitive. They're accused of injuring or impeding officers at the Glass House Farms raid in Camarillo back in July. Leo Martinez says he is incredibly grateful for the 150 volunteers and community members who showed up.
When the ICE agents left, they threw tear gas, they threw flash grenades. So it was something that, unfortunately, like I said, we're used to it from the Glass House raid.
And again, I find this part interesting. He referenced the Glass House raid, which is what started all of this. The person being arrested and targeted was the person who threw the rocks at the federal agents during the Glass House raid.
Federal agents also threatened to arrest protesters at the scene.
It's extremely dangerous. They come in armed head to toe like they're going into a war zone, and we're showing up with bullhorns and signs and people power.
And I also have to point out, again, I cover this stuff every single day. When there is a targeted operation of a fugitive, Homeland Security does not mess around. You're not allowed to just surround them and get in the way. This is a legit fugitive that Homeland Security has already identified. There was a long investigation. This is not like a random sweep that you see over in Chicago with Border Patrol. So, of course, there's going to be a lot more pushback with protesters who showed up, and you heard there's over 100 protesters.
Breaking news we've been following all morning is in Oxnard. That's where protesters clashed with federal agents after some sort of operation at or near a bakery on A Street and Oxnard Boulevard. You can see firecrackers being set off and the agents using pepper spray on that crowd. We've seen a few people being detained, though we have no official word on whether anyone was arrested. The federal agents have since left the area and the activity has wound down.
Now, I do want to point out, when you scroll back here, I mean, just watch right here. This entire vehicle, federal vehicle, is literally surrounded. And you can also see back here the windows have been shattered. I don't think this is a government upgrade or a customizable thing. I think those windows probably got shattered for a reason.
In Oxnard, that's where protesters clashed with federal agents.
And you can see they hop right out.
After some sort of operation at or near a bakery on A Street and Oxnard Boulevard. You can see firecrackers being set off and the agents using pepper spray on that crowd. We've seen a few people.
And like I always do on my channel, I actually found footage from on the ground. And again, I do want to point out, the VC Defensa representative did say over 100 volunteers showed up. So if this is a volunteer group and they're making contact with the federal agents, I wouldn't be surprised if the Trump admin investigates who these people are and the affiliations behind, you know, who are you attached to? And again, this is all over the person who threw the rocks at the federal vehicles back in July. I don't know if these people know that, but that's what we're dealing with here. Yeah, getting pepper sprayed is the worst experience anyone can face, especially if you've ever done pepper spray training. Some people say it's worse than getting tased.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that pepper spray got me. Ooh.
One thing we know on my channel is that the fastest way you will ever get into a clash with a federal agent is if you make hand contact with one of their vehicles. I mean, we are seeing up in Chicago a ton of people be arrested for merely touching a vehicle belonging to ICE or Homeland Security, especially if it's within the obstruction realm of things, you're going to get pepper sprayed. But again, the reason why we're probably seeing federal agents be way more defensive is because this is a targeted operation of a fugitive. So a lot of money and time went into the pre-planning for this, and of course federal agents were probably already anticipating protesters were going to gather. And I found this clip 15 hours ago.
And you participated!
They are yelling at a police officer. Just 2 hours ago, I posted a YouTube video where we saw this same exact thing over in Chicago. But specifically, we see this a lot in sanctuary cities, yelling shame at the police officers because it appears as if they are working with federal agents. And to be honest with you, with the information we know now, federal agents did let the police know we're going to be in the area. So technically speaking, are the police working with federal agents? And this is the problem that Trump administration has with sanctuary cities. I think I say this every single day because it's just the truth from the Trump admin. This situation right here is the exact problem. There's no clear guidelines as to when police officers can help or not help, especially when it comes to deportations or federal operations involving deportations. So again, we see this all the time. It's either protesting ICE, federal agents, or protesting the police because it looks like they're working with ICE. In fact, we see this a lot in Los Angeles when it comes to riot control or protesting control. Federal agents are not really doing a lot of the riot control we're seeing today in Los Angeles. That's actually the LA Police Department. And protesters will say, why are you working with ICE? We're here to protest ICE, not you guys.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Amigos, la policía no hizo presencia en la ciudad de Oxnard, California, en el operativo de inmigración de la calle A.
So he's saying the police are not supposed to be working with immigration. And again, this is exactly what the Trump administration keeps highlighting. When does it go too far? Can the police help when we know that this person is an illegal immigrant? They've done something very bad, like something really, really bad within a crime. Are you still allowed to help ICE agents or not? Because the law is super gray and vague. And look, even for the people who know the law, it's also very gray for them. And this is why I'm not surprised whenever protesters get mad at the local police. I mean, it's their own laws within sanctuary cities and states. What are the people supposed to do? Research every single thing about sanctuary cities? The law is supposed to be police do not work with ICE for immigration raids. But what about in this case, where the police are probably just providing security to protect everyone in the area? Is that still too far? Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really tried to do my best to be as fair as possible and give everyone a voice. Even if we don't agree with people, it's very crucial we hear all sides and then come to a determination on how we feel about things. That's my job for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to please pray for peace. I always advocate for peace on my channel. Thank you guys so much for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.